Hey up everyone, Magpie Gaming here. I hope you're all doing well. In this video we're going to talk some more about Starfield and specifically the planets within Starfield and the life that may or may not be on them. But before we get into that, I need to issue a correction to my previous Starfield video. I wrongly said that it was Bethesda Game Studios that developed Redfall, and I attributed that crap release to the fact that Bethesda really needed to pull the fingers out their ass with this one and give us a good release with Starfield. But that was wrong. It was indeed Arcane Studios that developed Redfall, and it was just Bethesda that published it for them, so apologies for that. So getting into today's video, Todd Howard, who is the lead executive for Bethesda Game Studios, has been doing the rounds recently. He's done a number of interviews where he speaks about different parts of the game and is giving out a lot of information with the game. This is on the back of the Starfield Direct presentation that they gave a few weeks ago, where they basically gave us a 45-minute view of the game, give us a lot of gameplay, give us a lot of information about what we'll be able to do in the game. And since then he's been trickling out more information. This is probably going to continue all the way up to the release of the game, so I will be covering as much of it as I can with the channel. I'm a little bit late to this news. This broke like over a week ago, but it'll still be relevant to some people out there that haven't read it. So basically Todd has said that of the 1,000 plus planets, and they don't really elaborate on how many more over 1,000 there are planets in the game, because is it 1001, is it 1100? They don't elaborate on that, but he says of the 1000 plus planets, only 10% of them will have life on. So if we go with a baseline of 1000 planets, that means that 100 of those planets are going to have life on them within the game. But again, they don't specify what life actually means to Bethesda games. Does life to them mean NPCs on the planet? So you're going to have 100 planets that will have interactive NPCs on, and of the other 900 barren planets could maybe have vegetation on them or animals, although do they class vegetation and animals as life, which means that we're just going to basically have the 100 planets with life on and the other 900 will be barren. I'm not too sure. Like I said, they don't elaborate on those details. I think that 900 plus planets with nothing on them is a little bit too much. I would suspect that at the very least some of them will have animals on and vegetation and things like that. There are going to be rewards in the game for surveying planets, so 900 plus planets with nothing on them to survey doesn't really tickle my fancy, so I would think that they're going to have vegetation and animals on them. They have to. But Todd Howard goes on to say that it was just impossible for them to hand create all of these planets. He says that the vast majority of them are procedurally generated, but they will have assets on them, so places that you can visit, bases, towns, cities, those are all handmade and drawn, but where they are on the planet will vary from game to game. So you're going to have planets that have exactly the same names in my game and exactly the same name in somebody else's game, but their planet will look completely different to how mine will look. Yes, they will have the fixed assets such as the cities and things like that, but the rest of it will be procedurally drawn, so it'll be completely different. So, and I like that in the games. It gives it a little twist, so not everything is going to look the same, not everything is going to be in the same location. It does make it a little bit harder to help with maybe quests and things like that and looking for them, but it puts a twist on the game and I like that. But Todd Howard also goes on to say that there are merits to the barren planets. They will have things on them that you will need. There is obviously going to be a whole story mode to the game, so it will have you visiting some of these barren planets for various things, and of course there'll be a lot of side quests which will no doubt incorporate a lot of these other barren planets. There's going to be resources on them that you're going to need to mine and get hold of, and they don't specifically say that you won't be able to put life on some of these planets. So we do know that base building is going to be incorporated into the game. You're going to be able to create modular bases, and you're going to be able to hire NPCs to work in them for you, so they will be able to work there creating things for you and maybe mining on those planets. So in a roundabout indirect way you've put life on that planet. And they don't talk anything anywhere that I've been able to find in the information of the game about terraforming planets, but it could be that that is something that's added into the game later on, if indeed it's not in the game from the start. So maybe we'd be able to pick a planet and terraform it into an image that we want. That would be a really cool addition into the game. If it isn't something that's added in by Bethesda themselves, I can see it being something that's modded in further down the line. But yeah, there's a lot of planets to check out. Obviously they're saying only 10% have life on, which it was a little bit disheartening when I first heard that news, but it kind of makes sense. You're only going to have so many planets that will be in the so-called Goldilocks zone, which will be able to support life, and you're going to have a lot of planets that just aren't in that zone and won't be able to support much, if any, life at all. So it kind of makes sense that they've kept it as realistic as possible, but without making it too realistic, because like I say, I think in the real world scenario you wouldn't even get 10% of planets that have life on. So let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this with Starfield. Do you think it's not enough? Do you think they'll maybe change it up with DLC further down the line? Do you think maybe terraforming a planet would be a good idea, being able to do what you want with a planet and maybe make one planet within the game your proper home? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Stay safe, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.